morning and welcome to my channel. My name is Joyce. If you are new here, a very, very warm welcome to you. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel. Costs you nothing, but means the world to me. And I really appreciate it. Now that we've got that awkward bit out of the way, my name is Joyce, and this is a channel that is focused around personal development and all areas of your life. In my life, of course. And today I want to do a video around why I think you should have a YouTube channel. And this is based on my very, very limited experience of 7 months, and it's absolutely transformed my life. So I'd encourage you to start a YouTube channel. It took me, I want to say years, even 7 years before I started the channel. And I kept on dithering, kind of thinking, do I have the skill set for it? Should I do it? Maybe I could better invest my time. And to be honest, I was going to say to be fair, but to be honest, I don't think I was ever ready. And I don't know that anything earlier would have benefited me. But don't waste your time. If this is something that you are even flirting with, I would encourage you to start it. It doesn't have to be a public video, because again, that's a thing that really scares you. When you put a video out there, anybody can access it. And that's a scary, scary thing for most people. And it certainly was for me. I don't know what people think. I still don't, because it's not something I'm consulting people with. I just know that this is a really, really good platform for me. And so I just did it. 7 months ago, 0 subscribers. Literally, I had my daughter sign up because I was like, well, at least I need one. And she has always been such a champion for me. And it's grown from there. So it's a really wonderful tool to do if you can get past the fear of actually having your face, having your voice out there. And there are horror stories, but we choose to focus on the good. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of steps. The first one is, it is a beautiful thing to record your life. And the reason why I say that is because often, we don't do it often enough. In the old days, we used to take photographs, and that was you'd develop them, and it was very, very wonderful tool for your mind, because you had these albums and you'd go back, and people still do that. But the wonderful thing about video is that you're able to see almost real life thoughts, what you were up to at the time, how you have grown. And an example for me is when 7 months ago when I started, I was about 50 pounds heavier. And just looking at myself, at my face, how that has changed has been absolutely inspiring, even for myself. And if I had not recorded myself on YouTube, I would never have been able to see that. And so that alone has made it worthwhile, me being able to put myself out there boldly. It is not easy, because people will criticize you for the littlest things. I remember, I think it was yesterday, that somebody criticized me and said something quite random, and I was almost upset about it, because I thought, well, you don't know me, and that's not my intention. And I let that person take me down a rabbit hole, and I had to remind myself, I don't know that person. They're not even a subscriber, and yet they're sitting there criticizing me, and I am paying attention to that, to a voice. And so I had to dismiss it, to remind myself, this is the reason why I am doing this, and I kind of worked my steps towards that. And I also reminded myself that they don't know me, they don't know my intention, and so why am I paying attention to them? And also a reminder that the world is not all sunshine and roses. There's going to be people that don't like what you're about. And that's okay. It's their prerogative. I don't have to accept them. I don't have to agree with them. And I certainly don't have to listen to them. And so that has also helped me develop a really tough skin. And I know it's only 7 months. It's probably a lot more where that came from, although I have to say the critique has been a lot worse than the no, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is the thumbs up has been a lot more than the thumbs down. And so I would not pay too much attention about that. Because that's just the way the world is. You know, there's weird people out there that have nothing better to do with their time except criticize others. Most likely they don't have a YouTube channel, because if they did, they would recognize how hard it is to put yourself out there. And so somebody who's done this would appreciate the effort it takes. And that's kind of how I'm working my mindset around people that, criticize me. And to be fair, there's only been two. And before, somebody talked about my makeup and how I was wearing it and what I should do better. Thank you. But that's the whole point. This is my face. And, how I choose to do this is my way. And yeah, sometimes I'm going to miss the mark. But it is my journey to take, and it is my process. And that's okay with me. So you will definitely have tough skin. And it's a good thing to develop, because you'll start to avoid sort of being so, nicey with yourself. It's nice to get, that tough skin. The other thing I would say why you should start your YouTube channel is because you'll develop new skills. Once you put your first video, I don't think that's the hardest thing. Actually, hitting publish is probably going to be the hardest, because if you're anything like me, you will criticize yourself. You'll wonder why you're putting out there, and you wonder what skill sets you have, even though you probably could, write off a whole page about your skill set. But you will develop other skills, something like, being able to put your point across, being able to communicate in a very succinct way, especially if you do shorts like I do. Most of the days, it's 60 seconds for me to say what it is I need to say. I don't always get it right, but I would say 80% of the time I do, and that's okay with me, 80-20 rule. So you don't have to get it right every time, but you have to have an aim that you're focusing on. And I think for me, that's the most important bit, that you are trying, that you're developing. Because one of the things you'll find yourself doing is, last weekend, for example, I sat down and thought, okay, I wasn't able to, really relay my message properly like I want to do on a particular topic. So I had to brush up on that particular topic and be able to, go back again and try again. And the second time was better. So you will get an opportunity to improve your skills, whether that's communication, whether that's, editing and, things that I haven't done yet. I'm not editing yet. In fact, I'm going to source an editor because I think that would be a good way of actually maximizing my time. But so, communication skills, editing skills, how to use your voice to communicate what it is you're trying to say. And also, as I said, resilience and courage, because you are having to put yourself out there every single day. It's not like you do one YouTube video and that's it. It's constantly you having to renew yourself and remind yourself why you are doing this by putting out another video, yet another day, yet another video. And thankfully for me, the reception has been enormously positive. And I'm really, really grateful for every single one of you that takes the time to hit the like button and to respond and tell me how much this has encouraged you or the actions that you're taking. It means the world to me. This is the reason why I do what I do and will continue to do what it is that I do. The other thing would be being able to build a community, which is really something I'm extremely looking forward to, because I'm not there yet. I've got a good, strong community, but actually being able to interact with people from different parts of the world. I mean, America, Vietnam, obviously I'm in England, so there's that, Ireland, Scotland, Germany. Where did I hear somebody from? Where was that place? Norway, and it was like, wow. What a wonderful platform that you can sit in your own living room. For me, for example, in London, and be able to talk to somebody else who's on the other side of the world. Absolutely phenomenal. Indonesia, India, Pakistan. Never in my wildest dreams would I have been able to think that I could do that. And so it's a wonderful thing to be able to sit in your living room and be able to commune with people that are miles and miles away. And yet we have that common thread about the struggles, about the reality of starting a business, for example, or the reality of being a business owner. So for me, for example, I do have a day job that I absolutely enjoy, and I am also doing this as a side skill that I'm absolutely loving. And so just being able to have that community is a wonderful thing. And I would encourage you, please communicate with me. It's a wonderful thing when you come in and you get somebody who's saying, thank you for this, or how can I do this? And what's the best way to process that? I will not always have the answers because, that's just the nature of being human. But I can tell you, I'll do my darndest to find it for you. And so those are wonderful skills. But also another thing I would say to do is imagine being able to do something that you didn't think you were capable of doing. The joy and the fulfillment that you get for that is absolutely incredible. I never thought that I would have a YouTube channel with 20 people, let alone, over 1,000 that are listening every so often. And imagine this growing just because I chose to step out of my comfort zone. So, having that magnitude of strength, of courage, of a commitment to do something day and day and stretch yourself because of a YouTube channel will absolutely do something to your psyche. You feel powerful, you feel strong, powerful in the sense, actually, when I say I'm going to do something and I commit doing it, regardless of how difficult it is, and then being able to see the results is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And that feeling you can never give somebody. That feeling is something that they will have to earn. And so start it. Whatever age you are, whatever continent you are, whichever country you are, whatever equipment you think you have or don't have, do it afraid. Start today, put it out there. And I tell you what, tag me as well, because I would love to be able to come onto your space and motivate you, because I know how bold that move would be, how courageous, and the amount of self-talk you'd have had to pump yourself to be able to do it is just phenomenal. So if you are starting your channel today, whenever that day is, drop me a message and I will be on your page to say kudos, because this game is not for the faint-hearted. I'll do this again in a year because I'd really love to see how far I've got. I know that's not a lot, but I hope it's helpful to somebody. Do it afraid. Have an amazing day, and I will speak to you very, very soon. Take care. Bye.